Alright, so I was out collecting rocks today, so I've got a few that I can do on video, rock to point type videos. So this is going to be raw stone, Texas chert. We'll see how it goes. Alright, let's see. This is starting out at about 6 inches. It's kind of an amoeba chert, but it looks a little bit tougher than amoeba chert. It looks high grade though. Yeah. As you can see, the background's a little bit different. I'm in my friend's garage. And yeah, I took a trip out of town to pick up some rocks and do some other fun stuff. This looks good on the outside, but it might have some concrete on the inside. So I'm trying to figure out if I should favor one face or not. I'll just go with whatever seems easiest. All right. I can use these flakes, of course, for future arrowheads. Now, in case you're wondering, I have two friends watching, but they're just watching. All right. So there's normally no real strategy to this. It's just trying to make a biface. The only strategy, I guess, is to maximize it. In this case, I want to get a long biface out of it, so that's what I'm going to try to do. And then try to get good flakes also. All right. Yeah, that's not too good. What happens when I do that is I install some incipient cracks and stuff. If it doesn't flake right away, there it goes. So let me put these flakes down instead of on top of the table where my tools are. All right. So the hard part about knapping the ends like this is it's kind of rounded, so it's hard to find a good platform. And if I hit too high, I could just reverse. Instead of taking a flake off, it'll go into the mass of the rock and then pop out on the top if I'm too high. That was good. It looks pretty consistent, which is great. Yeah, so this is straight from collecting it. It was surface collected chert. No heat treatment, no drying out period, just straight from the ground. to the bucket we had to the video. All right, I think I still have 6 inches. No, I lost a ½ inch. 5.5. Okay. I have an idea what I'm going to make. I just won't say what it is yet. Hopefully I'm getting all these strikes in frame and not somewhere up here. Let's see. I got to be careful on the tip because I don't want to ruin the length. But the only way I can get to this is to strike the tip here somewhere. The only way I can get to this easily. I can probably zigzag it from the other side. Now let's try this way first. So yeah, it's high grade raw chert. I'm going to switch over to indirect percussion soon. But I think I can still get some good flakes off with the direct percussion billet. All right, let's see. This is the test. It could snap in half. No, it's good. All right. Beautiful. Yep, very nice. Very nice tone. Okay. So far, so good. Just a couple more good percussion strikes and we can switch over to indirect percussion. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to clean up the area because if I don't and I drop it onto the flakes, you know what happens. All right, so I'm going to try to thin it down as best that I can. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see any issues with concrete in the middle, so we're good. There's a little bit there, but hopefully it's not all the way through this way. We'll see as I start thinning it. It's really quiet. I usually have a fan going or a space heater or something going. That's all right. So yeah, there's various stages to this. You know, I go through a preliminary stage where I try to figure out how to best preserve the good material and avoid the concrete. The concrete's usually in the middle if you can't see it right away. So either you favor one side or the other. So you figure that out first. And then you start to knock off big flakes, and hopefully they're big enough to use for other tools. Then you start thinking about how to maximize it as far as length. Let's see what it is here. I lost another 1/2 inch almost. It's now 5 1/8. I don't know where I lost the length from. Is maybe off the tip. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to grind it a lot so it doesn't crush the edges. Do you like mid-back tangs? Yeah? Okay. I think I'm going to make a mid-back tang out of this. I just asked my friend and he said, yeah. I could do a corner tang, but there's not enough meat. It has to be more triangular. So if I make a mid-back or a yeah, I guess that's what they call it. It's the perfect shape. All right. Yeah, so it's crushing a little bit so I've got to abrade it a lot. That coarse abrader works pretty good, but for some reason it's not abrading all that well on this stuff. So I'll switch over to the medium abrader. This kind of worries me here, this little crack there, but we'll see. It could be just a very shallow surface crack. And that's usually because of the indirect percussion strikes when they're a little bit too strong. Yeah, most of what I collected today, I think I'm going to be heat treating. But this stuff is good without heat, as long as I don't mess it up. If I create an island I can't remove, it's going to be trouble. This might look a little bit like Georgetown, but it's not like Georgetown. Georgetown is a little bit easier. This is more brittle. It feels harder. Like it's good for flint and steel kits. That kind of hardness. Semi-translucent. Yeah, it'll probably get more translucent as I go down in thickness. All right. All right, so this is the stage where I have to decide, okay, am I going to go really thin? I'm starting to get used to the material. I haven't snapped off any major portions of it, so it looks like I can go pretty thin. But yeah, I got to make sure I thin the ends first anyway, just in case. All right. Yeah, that's the dicey one right there. Hitting it on the base when I don't know the properties fully, it's risky. All right, so the hard part is pretty much done. As far as the overall shape. The next hard part, of course, is getting it thin and putting in flakes that look, you know, reasonably authentic. A lot of these corner tangs and mid-back tangs had long, nice long, narrow flakes across the surface. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. We shall see. Yeah, I tend to produce wide flakes. All right, so I gotta kind of dance around and figure out where I'm gonna do these long narrow flakes if possible. I don't want to do them toward the end of the process because then there's not enough meat on the biface for these really hard strikes. Long flakes require lots of force. That's the issue. I hope that lighting is okay. It looks pretty good. All right, let's see. Almost reached it. Where was it? Is that it? No, I didn't reach it. I was going for a longer. That's all right. That cleaned up what I wanted to clean up. All right, let's see. I still have that little crack in there. I gotta get rid of that soon. Let's see. I think I can pop most of that out. This one here. Yeah. It's just one big lump, and that's it. That's the only one left. The only lump left is that one right there. But it's in a good spot. I mean, it's good for strength right there, but it's still a little bit too lumpy. All right, let's see. I got some of it. Yes. All right. Did it do it? Yes. Ha! Should I do the voila?
Voila.
Voila. Okay. I did crack it though, which is not that great, but I've got room to repair that. That's just the undetached flake. It's not really a crack that's major. All right, maybe I should switch over to the steel indirect percussion flaker for the final finishing touches. Let's see. There's a little bit left right there. Let's see. Let me get rid of some of that, just because I don't like leaving these incipient cracks and stuff in the workpiece. All right. going to take this off on the other side first, and that should give me some room to work with to finish detaching on the other side. Yeah, it's okay. Alrighty. Okay, so we're mostly home free. I don't have to thin it too much more than that. It's going to maybe be kind of a curved edge on this side, but I'm not going to mess with it. There we go. That did it. We had some junk in there. There it goes. That's because of the rock. The high quality of the rock allowed me to do that. Now we still have the crack up in here. Is it gone? I think it's, no, it's still there. Where is it? Okay, it's just ahead of that flake. Okay, so here we go. A little bit wonky, but it's all right. I don't have long narrow flakes on this one, but that's okay. When I do the sharpening, I'll try to put in some little narrow flakes. How's that? I do need to thin down that tip, though. Yeah. All right, let's see. I did not bring my red book. I don't think I brought it. Sometimes I look in the red book, Texas Indians or Artifacts of Texas Indians book, so I can cheat on the depth of the notches and the width of the notches and all that. But I'm going to do it from memory. All right, let's see how the steel goes on this. It is nice, high quality stuff, but it is tough. Gotta do it. Yes. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit wonky. But that's what you get when you try to thin it down with big flakes. I still think this is lumpy right there. Let's see. Alrighty, that was not bad at all. Okay. I'm not going to push it too far because my eyes are a little bit fried from looking for rocks today. All right. There's some places where I could do some more thinning, but I'm going to skip thinning the backside and I'm just going to concentrate on the blade. There we go. Yeah, that was a nail biter. In case you didn't know, they might look easy, but there's some stress in the background that you don't see. And I don't want to jinx myself by telling you that's a stressful flake ahead of time. All right, let's see. All right. So the blade is the business end, so it's pretty important, this stage here. I can't have any of this mess near the edge because then it cannot be resharpened easily later on. So that's a consideration. It's got to be thin enough along the edge to be easily resharpened later on. Come on. Let's see. Where's mine? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I need to have people watching more often. You found my Abrader. Right. That's controlled step fraction, by the way. Mm-hmm. All right, here goes. One more good flake here. Let's see. Did it clear it out?
That's a good one.
There you go. That's good enough. It took a big chunk out of here, but that's all right. Yep. Alrighty. I'm not going to push my luck. It's thinned enough. I'm just going to start sharpening. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. 36 minutes. That's not too bad. Right? Not too bad. Okay, let's see what we got. Just simple pressure flaking. And if I encounter a thick spot, then I'll go with the indirect percussion flaker again to thin it down. So I'm just hitting the thick spots. I probably should have braided before I do that. This is where the tang is going to go. I do need to thin that. Hold on. All right, I forgot to thin this area right there. I don't need to thin this back area. Okay. We'll do the we'll do the back first, and then we'll finish up with the blade last, I guess. I'll do the notching between the back of the blade and the front of the blade, I guess you call it. Is that what you call it? The front of the? Yeah. Okay. Some of this is heavy pressure, some of it's light pressure. It's all different depending on the size of the flake. It's not all the same pressure. I have a lot of guys thinking, or I'm thinking that they are thinking that it's the same pressure all the way down, but it's different. There is a general tendency to reduce the amount of pressure as you go down, but sometimes there's a big spot that needs to be removed, so sometimes there's more pressure here than up here depending on what you need to remove. It gets dicey with a lot of pressure near the tip. If you have to apply a lot of pressure near the tip, it gets dicey. I think I have several more pieces like this, of this type of chert, which is good. I hope I don't have issues with those pieces. You never know. Sometimes this is, you know, when you go looking for rock, you find one good one and that's it. And there's no other good ones in, not as good anyway, in the batch. But hopefully this is not the last of the good raw pieces. Yeah, there's some spots where I think I can do some more thinning, but I'm not going to mess with it. So that was just the first pass on the back of the blade for the most part. I think the pad is stopping some of the flakes, so eventually I'll make a slotted pad so I won't get those little fingernail step fractures at the end. I think the pad is stopping at least some of those. Yeah, this feels a lot different than heat treat. It almost looks like heat treat, but it feels a lot different because the flakes are just popping off. You don't have, they don't. Well, they have more snap to them. They feel like they're flying off at a greater velocity. And I feel like the steel is grabbing the stone better than on a heat treat. All right, let's see, do this. Take away the dull spots. I'm not sure if the backs of these were intentionally ground or not. I'm not going to grind this one. All right, I said I was going to do the notches before the final sharpening, so I could use a notch-o-matic. I don't know. I don't trust myself yet. If I stall the notch, then I might bring out the notch-o-matic. I step fractured the notch. That's all right. Let's see. That's a really thick area. Let me reshape the tip of the flaker because it's too fat down near the wood. I'm not able to get a very deep notch with this one right now. Not without taking too much risk. The sides are going to hit the sides of the notch, the sides of the flaker. Yeah, it's better. Let's see. Yeah, I got to kind of zone out during these notches because I don't want to mess these up. Consequently, not much yapping. It's good to have nice clean pop outs at the bottom, so that's what I'm trying for. Let's see if I can do another one. There we go. Nice clean pop out. That's what I like. All right, so let's see. There's not a clean pop out on that side, so it kind of bugs me a little bit. I would have to widen that notch a little bit to get in there to do another pop out, I think. I've already bent the nail. Let's see. Did it do it?
Yes.
It did it. All right, good. I'll leave it now. Final stage is the sharpening of the business end, so to speak. All right. So yeah, just a matter of methodically going down the edge, looking for thick spots. At first, to regularize it. And straighten it. Do one pass on each side first, and then come back and touch it up. Let's see. Let's do some pop outs of those little step fractures if I can. Where's the file? I used to use my utility knife to pop these out, but it gets old having to buy new blades all the time. There, that worked. It's a little bit, I don't know. It's a little bit crackly looking, but that's all right. It's going to be sharp. Okay. I don't know. I can probably do a few percussion strikes. Yeah. I'm going to do a few percussion strikes just because trying to do the final thinning with pressure requires a little bit too much pressure. Yeah, see, I can't do those two flakes with a pressure flaker. And now it looks, I think it looks a little better. Okay. So I see some dull spots. We're going to zoom in a little bit. All right. Yeah, wherever there's lumps and dull spots, that's where I'm going to focus at first. And then if it's good enough after I get rid of the dull spots and thick areas, then it's good. No need to keep going. But I need to grind it. All right. Okay, we're almost there. 58 minutes. If I delay just long enough, it'll be exactly an hour. And you
I want to see the ratio of it.
All right. Yeah, good enough. All right, good enough.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's see. First, we'll measure the length of it. It was 5 1/8 last time.
Right.
It's almost 4 7/8. Let's zoom back out. It's almost 4 7/8. So I lost about a 1/4 inch. All right, we'll do the width to thickness ratio in millimeters. That's a 60. And it's safe to say it's 10 at the thickest, so that's a 6 to 1.
6 to 1.
6 to 1, yeah. Yep.
I'd like to see you clean a deer with that one.
Alrighty.
Next week?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, would you use that to skin the deer and to cut up the muscles?
I probably would use a flake to start skinning, and then once I get it opened up, I would, yeah, I guess I would use this to take the skin off, yeah. And then to cut the muscles, I don't know, I'd probably use something thicker than this. I wouldn't want to break the tip off inside the meat, so I would use something else.
Is this going to be hefted to a handle, or is it going to be just a leather cord thong on it?
Just a lanyard or a cord, yeah. And you can hang it from your neck or wrist or whatever. That's what I would do. Just hang it from a lanyard. because the notches lend themselves to, you know, to just having a lanyard attachment on here, because it's an expanding stem on it. So it's, you know, it's constricted here across the notches. That makes sense to just hang it from a lanyard. If you were to haft it to a stick, I would think the stick would be as wide as my thumb, and the notches are not wide enough. I could make it wider, but on the real ones, these are not very wide, these stems up here. As far as I know, right? They're not. I need to check the book, but I don't think these are very wide on the real ones. But yeah, you could probably do the whole deer, but I wouldn't. Personally, I wouldn't, because I'm afraid the clumsiness would break off the tip. I would break the tip off somewhere in the meat and then go, oh, dang it, where is it? Where is it? All right, so let me take a thumbnail shot. And then we'll be done. Yeah. Okay, hold on. See, blue jeans, a green towel.
Yeah.
It does look blue if there's no other blue in the frame with it. All right. I'll crop the image so you won't see the debitage. All right, there you go. That's it.